Whoa, here it is. Wow. Yeah. So here I am, folks. I decided it's time to check in on you and see how everybody's doing, see what's going on. I'm in a totally different area, and you're wondering what that's all about. Well, we're going to talk about that in a minute. It's nothing catastrophic, don't worry. But let me see what's going on here and get this pulled up. Whew. How's everybody doing today? Got some people already. Holy crap, it's John Hudson. Yeah, sorry, folks. I mean, what can I say? It has been, it's been a real challenge lately. I've been wanting so bad to do videos. I've been wanting to check in with you and get back full swing into everything, but it's just been really hard. It's been really difficult to do that. But, you know, here we are. And hopefully this right here can be a way of getting me back into the swing of things. So, let's see. Is Corey already in here? Somebody said hi to Corey. This is my stream. Corey's blowing up. He's the biggest YouTuber ever. Forget he's even there. This is all about me. No, I'm just kidding, of course. Corey's one of the good guys. So, all right, look, let me go ahead and kind of update you. I'm not gonna go crazy with, telling you everything that's gone on in my life for the last however long. That would just bore you to death. But where am I? What is this? Why am I here? Well, it's very simple. Lisa's oldest daughter moved out, and I have taken one of the bedrooms, which is actually not a bedroom. It's actually a study that we were using as a bedroom, and now it's my little office. So very excited about that. As you see here, I did move the 24-gallon up. I'm going to combine both of my saltwater tanks into this one. And I just moved this up here yesterday, so haven't gotten a chance to bring everything else back in and put it into here. I'm also going to bring up the Fluval Flex, and maybe the what's the one called? The little teeny one, the Spec. I think that is what it was called, the little 5-gallon job. I might move that up here too and put it on that bookshelf there. So, but to show you what we got going on here, doesn't Sam's pictures look beautiful? I put Sam Scales drawings that he sent me up there, paintings, drawings, a little bit of both. I've got my Coke stuff, my discus picture. This is my little spot here. So I'm excited about that. I don't have to be down in the basement all the time, which is good for me because it gets lonely down there. And being up here is, I feel like I'm not sequestered down in the basement anymore. So very cool. I'm excited about it. The other tanks are still down there. They're still down in the basement, the two 125s and the 240. However, I do have some pretty big news, and to some of you, this may be sad. To some of you, it might be a shock because I still get emails almost every day of people saying, "Are you still selling fish? Are you selling fish? How do we order fish from you?" Well, I don't sell fish anymore. If you're not aware of that, we shut our shop down almost 2 years ago, and we moved everything here to the house. We had everything set up in the basement for a while. It just didn't work out. So we went ahead and shut everything down and pretty much, well, not pretty much, we totally got out of the fish business. And as of last weekend, we sold all the tanks. Finally. I put up an ad on Craigslist and we sold them all. They're not all gone yet. Some of them are still here, occupying some valuable space in the basement, but we went ahead and got rid of them. And the reason why is because we've kind of come to grips with the fact that we're not going to have a fish business anymore. It's just not going to happen. So there you go. There's no reason to continue holding on to that if you know that you're not going to do it. So we went ahead and sold them. We sold them for dirt cheap, and there you go. That's what happened there. So it was actually something that was very exciting for us. I know that might sound crazy because there's probably tons of you out there that are saying, "I would love to have a fish business. That's my dream." I get those emails all the time. And I get it. I mean, I understand anytime anybody is doing something that is a hobby-driven business, it's a dream to do that. And it was certainly a dream for us until it wasn't, until it was a grueling business that was just bringing us down. And, I don't mean to be that way. I'm not trying to be one of those negative people here, folks. I'm just saying for us, it just didn't work. And so when we finally realized that it didn't work, to go ahead and let the tanks go was actually a big deal. So, I can't say that I was happy about it, but it's, time to move on. That's what I'm trying to say. So there we go. As far as any other updates, for me, I've been working a lot. That's what I've been doing. I've been my furniture business. I have took some big steps with that business back in February of this year, and I've been working like a dog ever since. And that is really, I'm being 100% honest with you, that's why you haven't seen me, because I've been so completely overwhelmed with that job. Now, it's a good thing because we were hurting financially, and that has taken us out of the hole. We're certainly not in the clear, but we've been able to get back on track from a personal level. You know what I mean? We've been able to get ourselves back into an area where we feel more comfortable, and that's a beautiful thing. So that's what's been occupying all of my time lately. I mean, I've been doing like 70 hours a week. It's been tough, and going to the gym in the mornings and then going and doing my work and getting home. I get home, sometimes I'll get home late. I get home at 8 o'clock at night. I love you people, but it's hard to do a live stream after doing all of that. So there you go. If you remember the last video that I put up about my whole weight loss journey, I haven't said anything else about that yet. To give you just a quick update on that, I'm down 30 pounds from when I started. You probably can't tell because I'm wearing a black shirt, and I'm not going to show you pictures of me in my underwear, but that's where I'm at with that 30 pounds. I'm excited about that. I feel great. No, I just lied to you. I looked in your eyes and I told you a bold-faced lie. I feel like absolute garbage right now, and that's because last weekend I went to a Labor Day, I always get them confused, Labor Day gathering at my sister's house, and I played football with the boys, which isn't bad, right? I mean, I'm only 43. I'm not an old man, and I was permanent quarterback. No big deal. Until I got tackled by my sister's dog. I'm not making up a joke here, folks. If it was on video, it would have absolutely gone viral. Crazy bald guy that thinks he can throw the football got tackled by a Labradoodle. Forget about it. I'd have been instantly internet famous. It would have been ridiculous. But let me tell you something. It hurt bad, and I'm still feeling it. It's been a week, and it's still bothering me a bit. So, the gym was out of the question this week. Hey, I feel like crap right now, but before that happened, felt fantastic. So, anybody that is interested in what it is that I'm doing, I'm not involved in anything crazy or, some miracle thing or anything like that, but, shoot me an email or something. We can talk about it. Because it's certainly helped me a lot. I'm not involved in any crazy thing. I'm just taking control of myself. And so if you need a little bit of motivation, a little kick in the ass, give me a shout, and maybe we can talk about that. But I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time on that here, only because people will get mad at me, and all of a sudden everybody will start going away. So now the fish, you see this tank I got moved up here again. If you're just joining, I'm going to combine my 2 saltwater tanks into this one. And so that's going to be good. They're going to be sitting right next to me all the time. The big tanks are going to stay down in the basement. And right now, I've got the 2 125s and the 240. I actually have the 240 full of community fish. Not full. There's a lot of community fish in there. I've got the discus, the angels, and a bunch of community fish. I know people are going to be like, why would you do that? Why would you mix discus and angels? It's because I had to. I didn't have anywhere else to put them. I merged them all together, and there they are. So, and then I've got the Africans spread out between the 2 125s. I've had some ideas, and I wanted to get your thoughts on that. I've had some ideas of what to do with the 240. The grand plan here, folks, is we're gonna move, hopefully very soon. Spring is what we're hoping. And the 240 will become that centerpiece again when that happens. But for right now, we're working with what we've got. I'm thinking of doing something with the fish hobby that I've never been known for. I've not done in a very long time. But when I think about this, it just makes me happy. And you know how that is when something just makes you feel good, when something makes you happy, you kind of have to follow through with it. And I got to tell you, just to go off a little bit, the fish keeping hobby did kind of leave me for a while. I'm not going to lie to you folks. It really did. And it was because it became a business. It became a way to make money. It became something that I was dreaming about being a full-time thing for us. And I put everything I had into that, and it took the fun out of it. It wasn't a fun hobby anymore to get excited about and to get that feeling. You know that feeling that I'm talking about. It was more, this is what I do. This is my business, so I have to do this. But that's gone now, and it's now starting to feel good again. It's starting to feel fun. Moving this up here yesterday was fun. Sitting here looking into this tank was fun. Going downstairs, maintaining those other tanks, it's fun again. I've got that happy feeling again when it comes to this hobby. That's awesome. And one of the things that in my past of fish keeping, I've been keeping fish in glass boxes for a long, long time. One of the tanks that just makes me smile when I think about it is not what you're thinking. It's not discus, it's not angels, it's certainly not Africans. That's kind of how I made my name here on YouTube. It's something completely different. And that is going back to, what do you want to call them? Monster fish? Not monster fish, but larger cichlids. If you recall, if you haven't seen this video, scroll way back in my videos that I've done. I had a tank in my shop and in my garage before then. It was a 150-gallon tank, and in that tank I had 5 fish. I had an Oscar, 2 red devils, a Florida gar, and a Jack Dempsey. Oh no, there was a Jack Dempsey in there too, but then I also had a Managuenzi, a jaguar. And when I think back of that tank, the simplicity of it, there was just one piece of driftwood in there is all that was in that tank, and these 5 large fish. It was beautiful, and it was fun, and the fish had personalities. Now I know African cichlids do too. They go nuts when you walk up to the tank and all of this, but there's something different about that big red devil or that big Midas. There's been a huge debate ever since I put up that video about that tank. I don't know why my eye is twitching, but people saying those are Midas or they're red devils. I was told they were red devils when I got them, so I've always called them red devils. But walking up to that tank and having those large fish greet you, and they come to the glass and you're interacting with it was amazing. It was beautiful. And not only that, but there's also something else, and I hope that nobody in the fish keeping hobby takes this as a slight to them or as disrespect to them, because it's certainly not meant that way. But it was a very easy tank to take care of. I mean, extraordinarily easy. One of those tanks that if you missed your maintenance for a little bit, it was going to be okay, because yeah, these are big fish, but there was only a couple of them in the tank, and it was a very large tank with a very good filtration system on it. So I've thought about doing that. I've thought about doing that with the 240. And when I started thinking about that, I said, well, what are some fish that I could put in there where there would just be a few, maybe 4, I don't know. Not 4 of the same thing, but, a few larger South Central American cichlids. What would I get? And I'm not going to tell you what I was thinking. I'm not going to do that yet. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I want to get your thoughts on that. Let me know what you think I should put in that tank. I'm thinking, keeping the Universal Rocks stump in there, and just going with a couple of big fish. Obviously, they're not going to be big when I get them, but you know what I'm saying. And see, that's the whole thing. When we move in, hopefully the spring of next year, I want to make that tank a focal point again. And I don't want to wait till then to put a couple of small fish in there. I'd rather get them now, 4, 5, 6 inches, whatever, and let them grow. And by the time we move in the spring, they'll be a good hefty size. And when we put them back into a situation like this, where they are a backdrop for videos and stuff like that, and also a focal point for the home, they'll be a good size by then. So that's the whole thing. They're down in the basement right now. I go down there to take care of them. I go down there and feed them every day. But they're not the focal point of the house. But they will be when we move. So let me know what you think I should put in there. Okay, I've gotten a couple here already. I'm going to read them off of the chat rather than doing it on the phone, because then it would be wiggling. Somebody said knife fish. Absolutely love clown knives. Love them. I don't know if I'm going to do that, though, mainly because they're not very active. They just kind of sit there. I want fish that are going to move around a little bit. But I absolutely love that fish. Peacock bass is a good one, that's for sure. Drew Lee suggested that. What else we got here? John, that's what I want to do right now. Big fish, big tank. Attaboy. Yeah. Kelly. Well, that could go either way. Kelly could be a boy, could be a girl. Whatever you are, good for you. Get yourself in trouble. I'm not a dude. Do you think Hikari ingredients are rubbish? Thanks, Ben. I've never had a problem with Hikari foods. That's way off topic from what we were talking about, but Hikari foods have always been good to me. So, no, I don't think their ingredients are rubbish. Did somebody... I vote Datnoids. Figures it was Corey. What was it? Datnoids and clouded archerfish. Not sure about the archerfish. I'm not familiar with... I know what archerfish are, but I don't know about clouded archerfish. But Datnoids, when I pitched this idea to Lisa, that was the first thing she said. Datnoids. Now, Corey, you can correct me here. I've always known Datnoids to be extraordinarily slow growers. Maybe they're not. Maybe it's just all of the ones that I've had. But yes, those are absolutely, those are awesome. And Datnoids are something that I could do like 4 and to just have them and not have anything else in the tank. So we'll have to see. Let me scroll back here. Fire eel, good idea, but no, not really my thing. Flower horn, I knew that was coming. Flower horns are awesome. I'm not a flower horn guy, though. I'm not one of those guys that goes all crazy for flower horns. Albino catfish, no. Cool, but no, I'm not looking for a fish that's just going to sit there on the bottom, lazy. Somebody asked, am I still vaping? No, I quit. $1 per gallon rule. I like that. Can we see the tanks? Yeah, you're looking at them that are in here right now. I'm not going to go downstairs. I do have something I might show you in a minute, though. It's going to be kind of a pain because I'll have to go get them. But we've had some new additions to the family. And it happened because of a school of 50 Demasoni. That would be fun. Popcorn lung. Really? John, stop looking at the comments. Okay, so a bit of bad news. We lost our golden retriever about, I guess it was like 2 months ago now. She came down with cancer and was gone within a week. It was brutal. It was rough. She was 10 years old. That was my girl. That was my baby. And, it is what it is. So there's that. That happened. And we just, a couple of weeks ago, we went ahead and got some new babies. I don't want to say replaced her, because you don't do that. No, you don't replace her. But if you all are nice to me, and if you click like and all of that and get me happy to do this again and get me back into this, maybe I'll go and get you what the new members of the family are. So my moderators on the Tank Talk group, they already know. They know who they are. They know what they are. We got 2 dogs. Yeah, it's a big difference. It's not at all what you're thinking it's going to be. Because you see me and you're thinking, I don't know what kind of image I have. I don't really care, but you probably wouldn't picture what it is that we got to to fill the hole that was Daisy, our golden retriever. So I'll go get them in a minute. Not Rottweilers. Don't keep guessing. It's not poodles. Close, but no. Let's Pomeranians. No, Lisa wouldn't let me get Pomeranians. I wanted them, but she wouldn't let me do it. Teacup poodles. Everybody's guessing now. No. No, 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 and no. Yorkies, nope. Vatvila, I don't even know what that is, so no. Yeah, let's see. Oh, somebody did guess accurate. All right, I'll go get them. You got to give me a second, okay? I'm going to step away for a second because I got to go get them because they're in their little pen. So let me go get them, and I'll be right back. Can't really hide them. Here they are. This is Ike, and this is Maggie. Yeah, I got Chihuahuas. This is actually, it's funny. It's a funny story how this happened. I wanted a small dog. I wanted a dog to be in my lap because I used to have a miniature pinscher, and she was awesome. I had her 13 years, and then she got hit by a car. That was brutal. But I loved having, they were sleeping, in case you're wondering. I loved having a lap dog, a dog in my lap while I'm sitting down watching a game or watching TV or doing whatever. And my Min Pin was certainly that. And then after she passed, I didn't have any lap dogs. So when we lost Daisy, I said, you know what? I want a lap dog again. I want to get a dog that'll be in my lap. So we went to a local breeder. We checked around. You don't really find Chihuahuas at rescues and things like that. So we found a breeder here in King George. Go figure. Went to them, and I went there to see this one, this girl right here. Maggie, yeah, you can say she's named after Maggie on Walking Dead. But we went to look at her. And then the breeder kept saying, you need to see the male that we have. He's a little older, but you need to see the male. And they kept calling him Ike. They said, you need to see Ike. And so they took us out, and here he was, in with all of the other dogs. And this one caught me. He's tired, but he caught me like instantaneously. He was mine. I was like, yep, that's the one. Decision's made. Well, Lisa wasn't happy. She was happy because she loved him, but she was like, but wait a minute. I like the little one. And so she decided to buy Maggie. So this is actually Lisa's dog, and Ike is mine. But they're both ours. You know what I mean? And they're not ready yet for me to just let them go. So I am going to have to take them back and put them in their thing in a minute. But she will probably sleep, but Ike wants to play. So yeah, we got a couple of Chihuahuas. How about that? This is Ike and Maggie. We call her Mags. I call her Maggie May because I just think of, I don't know, Maggie. Maggie May. There it is. So if you want to know what he is 5 months old, this one. Actually 5.5 months old now. And she is brand new. She is actually 10 weeks old now. So we actually got them from the same breeder, but a week apart. What are you doing? But a week apart because he was 5 months old. We took him home the day we went out there. We went and we met all of the dogs, and then we went home and we talked about it, and I kept telling her, I want Ike. I want to go back and get Ike. I want to go get him. And so she said, okay, let's go and get Ike. So we went and got him that day, and then we put a deposit down on her, but we couldn't pick her up till the following week because they weren't old enough to take her home yet. So we've had her for a week now and had him for 2 weeks. So there you go. And they are a blast. There's nothing funnier or more entertaining than to take these two dogs out in the yard and just let them run. It's a blast. It's so much fun. This dog right here, 1,000,000 miles an hour. I mean, he can go. He can move. And this one can't keep up, but she tries. And it's cute to watch, and it's adorable. So the Beagle is having a lot of fun with them too, but she's kind of acting like an old lady when it comes to them. But there we go. Let me put them back, and then we will get back into this. I've got to hold them up so high to keep them in camera that it's kind of hurting my arms. So let me put them back. I'll be right back. Everybody loves the puppies. Everybody loves the puppies. Okay, so let's get back into the talk of the 240. Let's talk about what we should do with that tank. Like 12 viewers disappeared when I walked away. It was like that was the end. Okay, here's one of the fish that I was thinking of. And I never thought I would ever say this. I never thought, I mean, I like these fish, but I never knew that if this was a fish that I would ever want. And that's Doughboy. I thought about Doughboy when I first had this idea. I thought about just a couple of Doughboy. I don't know if I would want a male and a female because then all of a sudden I would have thousands of Doughboy. But a 240-gallon tank, a couple of Doughboy in there, I think that would look really cool. And I know that there is a place near me that they're Doughboy breeders. They've got thousands of Doughboy. So I could easily go up there and get some of those. If you recall a story that I told to Corey in a live stream a long time ago, I said that I found a new fish store one day. If you remember that, that's the store that has Doughboy. I mean, they've got like their entire row of top tanks is full of Doughboy, all in, different stages. It's really, really cool. But I don't know. I thought about that, but I also have thought about a 240 is small. Yeah, that's a small tank. I've thought about getting with Skip, and I don't remember his channel name. It's like Cichlid Law or something like that. But he actually lives close to me. He lives about 45 minutes from me. I don't know him. I've never met him. I've never spoken to him. But is it Skip Smith? Okay. But I might end up getting up with him and talking to him about it. And, I think he breeds fish and sells fish. So maybe end up getting them from him. Whatever it is that we go with. I don't know. There's a lot of really good choices out there. Real Hard Cichlid Kennels. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. He lives right up the road from me. He lives about 15 minutes farther than it would take me to get to that store that sells all the Doughboy. So, for Doughboy, they get 4 feet. Okay, yeah, I know. I mean, I've never seen a 4-footer, but I know they get big. I'm aware of that. All of these fish get bigger if we don't keep them in glass boxes. So, I'm not willing to have that debate today. I don't disagree that, a 240 is borderline for Doughboy, but I've seen people with Doughboy that are huge and beautiful and happy in tanks smaller than a 240. So, but again, that's not something that I'm willing to have that debate today, because that's not what this is about. This is more about checking in on you, seeing what's going on with everybody. Doughboy police, yeah, you're going to have those everywhere. But you know what? In defense of what that guy was saying, I don't disagree with him. I mean, they are big. They get huge. Lisa immediately said, well, we could do arowanas again. And I no, because it's only a 6-foot tank. So I agree with whoever that was talking about a 240 being too small for Doughboy. I chose not to go with arowanas for that same reason. So I'm not going to argue with the guy. If I could get Asian arowanas, that would be the one. But 20-something years of keeping fish, and they've still not become available to us here in the States. So I envy anybody that lives in Canada that's able to get them, or anywhere else but the United States. So Oh, quite a while they will do. Awesome. Okay, not too far from Toronto. Yeah, I could always go and get a Asian arowana and sneak them over the border. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm breeding miniature Asian arowanas. I've been able to make them about as small as neon tetras. Okay, you're a funny guy. I bet they're adorable. We're just thinking about you. Glad to see you around. Oh, glad to see you around too. This is fun. I mean, I'm glad I did this. I was hesitant because my back was hurting so bad today that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this, but I'm glad I did it. Nationals, yeah, I live in the DC area, so yep, that's my team, absolutely. Frontosas would absolutely be cool, no doubt about it. Me and IFG want to know if you're off the pole. The pole? I don't know what that is. Explain yourself, Kevin Green, IFG. Explain yourself. I don't know what that means. Off the pole? What am I, a stripper? What are you talking about? I don't know what that means. What's the reason why arowanas is illegal in the United States? I have no idea. I don't know. They're on that list of fish that it's not that they're illegal to have, they are illegal to import into the United States. So it's not like they're snakeheads or piranhas. It's not those same reasons. It's an import-export thing. They're not allowed to be imported in the United States. So I don't, I can't necessarily answer that. Good to see you streaming again. You were the first fish streamer I watched maybe 2 years ago. Thank you. You are incorrect, though, James. Corey was into this way before I was. But thank you. You got to give the credit to Corey, though. He was the guy that started this. Are you going to be on more often now? Yes. Yes, I am. Wait, somebody said something about Scherzer. Really like Scherzer. He's the man. Yeah, he is. Could he go for 2 in a row? That sure would be nice. Also, my fish YouTube experience. Really like Scherzer. He's the man. Also, my fish YouTube experience. Okay. Yeah, you're a smart guy. You didn't miss anything, William Feltner, except the Chihuahuas and me explaining what's going on with me and where we are and all of that. So there you go. Empty bookshelf. Yeah, it is empty because I literally painted that today and put it in here. One of the reasons why my back's hurting. But yeah, it's empty because it hasn't been sitting here for more than 3 hours. And I don't have anything to put on it yet. So, I'm not going to put it full of vape stuff and all that kind of stuff. It's not going to happen. So I want that to be my stuff. I have a Bryce Harper bobblehead that's going to be going on there. But I don't know where it is. I got it at a game. I went to a game 2 years ago, and I got it there. It was one of the free handouts that they do sometimes. And but I don't know where it is. So I got to find that, and then that'll be on there. And then I have some die-cast NASCAR cars and stuff like that I'll be putting on there. My stuff, my childish stuff. Blame Ben Ochart for the pole dancing reference. All right, I'm going to have words with him. Nice to see you, John. I hope all is well with you and your family. Thank you for inspiring me to be in the hobby. Wow, that is cool. See, that's why we do this. That is why... That's why any YouTuber, if they're not doing it for that reason, then they're doing it for the wrong reasons. So, Sin City Cichlids, you are very welcome. I'm glad I could help in whatever way I did. How's its hamstring? I don't know. What do you think of feeding insects to African cichlids? Anytime you introduce live foods, there is that risk. There is that risk of there being something in that live fish, live insect, live whatever. So it's not my thing. I'm not into that. So I would say don't do it. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to go pick them out of your yard and bring them in and do... no. Fluval bug bites. I'm glad somebody brought up fluval. I feel bad because Fluval sent me the bug bites. a few months ago. I don't know, when the other YouTubers got them. And my fish absolutely annihilated that food. They just annihilated it. All of the fish. They sent me a can of the goldfish food, which I don't have any goldfish, so that one's still full. But all of the other ones, they absolutely just slaughtered that food. They absolutely loved it. Fish seem to do really well on it, so I would definitely give a thumbs up to the Fluval Bug Bites. I only had the one bag of the 3 different types, so I'm not, it's not like I've been using them for a long time, but they worked out really well. And the other day, I got another surprise box in the mail from Fluval with 2 of these. And when I saw this, I don't know if you've seen these yet. I don't know if any other YouTubers have gotten them and done videos on them. When I saw this, I thought, oh, that's not going to work very good. I love Fluval. Everybody knows that. But I saw that, I said, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this, because there's no way that it can be this small, this thin, and actually hold up really well. They sent me 2 of them. I've got one in here. And my chair is stuck. I've got one in here, and this one's even smaller. It's this, it's like a 4-inch inside scraper / sponge, and then the outside one is really small, and now I've just gotten the outside one all wet. The genius that I am. But, get out of the way, dude. The coolest thing about it, well, of course that would happen, right? You can move this thing fast, and it holds. It holds extremely well, and that was a big shocker to me. I have one of the little plastic things that you put on the floor when you have a rolly chair on carpet, and it's terrible. I keep getting stuck on it. But that little thing, I'm going to do a video on these because I owe Fluval that. They've been good to me, and I want to be good to them. I'm going to do a video on these, but I just wanted to touch on them for a second. They're unlike any of the magnetic algae scrubbers that I have seen because they're so small. They're so thin and petite. And, I've got the flippers downstairs, which are also very cool. I've got the Aqueon one. I've got all of them. I've got a whole bunch. And they all do the job. The flipper, the only complaint that I have about that one, Michael Faulkner, $5. How about that? Thank you very much, sir. I wasn't expecting that today. That's awesome of you. I appreciate that. I love YouTube. Anyway, the flipper, I have a big one. It's like that big that I have in my 240, and it's awesome because it's so big. But it's so big, it's almost hard to move because it's huge, and it's so strong that you almost have to get it going before it's gonna really. It works great, but it's really big and really super strong. The magnets are, if you get your finger caught between those two, you're gonna squeal like a girl. This one, with it being so small, I was like, I don't know, but it works. I just showed you. Of course, it fell off while I was doing that. But this tank was full of algae yesterday. I should have saved it for a video. But when I moved it up here, I wanted to clean it off, and it does surprisingly well, even being as thin as it is. Now, these also have a scraper on one side, just like those flippers do, which is very cool. It's a lot smaller than what the flipper has. And this also will work like the flipper, meaning you can flip it without putting your hand in the water. The same exact technique that you would use for the flipper. You pull the outside handle off, flip it, and then it flips like that. It takes a little getting used to get it to do it easily, but it works. It does that, and it works really well on both sides. So I'm excited about these little things. Couldn't have happened at a more perfect time because I needed one for this tank, being that I'm going to be up here a lot, sitting in this area. I want to be able to have something to do quick little touch-ups, especially if I'm going to be doing more of these live streams. So very cool. I will do a video on those. It'll be a short one, maybe something to get me back into the swing of things. Be looking for that. I'm not going to tell you when, just be looking for it. Can you hear the Chihuahuas barking? Can you hear them? Sorry about that. Hopefully that doesn't go on for too much longer. He hears me in here, and that's why he's already crying. But that dog, folks, let me tell you something. Those Chihuahuas, somebody said something when I was showing those, said something about them being loyal dogs for forever. That brown male Chihuahua that I bring the dogs in, I already did. You'll have to rewind when the video goes live. That little brown male Chihuahua attached himself to me the second that I met him. And that's why I bought him. I paid a lot of money for him. But he sold me on him. It wasn't the breeder. You know, the breeder's like, hey, if you want him, you can buy him. And the reason why he was for sale was actually, you should put a pen in your den so the dogs can hang out. That's exactly where they are. They're actually in our kitchen, in a like 6 foot by 6 foot pen. They're in there, and then they sleep in a crate in here at night. But anyway, that dog attached himself to me, and literally the second day that we had him, I was taking him outside on a leash, and there was never any tension in the leash. I just took the leash off, and I've never leashed him since. He stays right there with me all the time. It's unbelievable. When he gets out there with that little female, though, they get to running, and it's not exactly, they get going. But they still listen, and they're young, and they're already listening. I've studied Chihuahuas for a very long time, and so I'm aware of how smart they are and all of that, and their loyalty and all that. That's why I chose those. So anyway, we got to get to this other super chat. Again, wasn't expecting all this kind of stuff to happen. I really hope you continue to make videos and or stream. For the record, you taught me the nitrogen cycle. Awesome. I've heard that from quite a few people, and it's just a beautiful thing. I love hearing that. Anytime anybody says you taught me something, that's a big deal. No Chihuahua here. Well, Bob, you're just not man enough. That's the problem. See, you're not man enough to have a dog like that. I am man enough, and I can have a dog like that and still maintain my masculinity. You? I don't know. Maybe not. Dogs are like dry Doughboy. That's funny. I've heard that. I've heard that about Doughboy being very personable. I've seen plenty of them, seen large ones, but never owned one. I mean, we had them in the store a couple times, but they would come in and go out. I never really got to know them. I have a Chihuahua mix. Love him. Portalupi. Right. Paid a lot too. Yeah. But I tell you what, my sister bought a Bernese Mountain Dog. Literally picked him up the same day we picked up Maggie. And what she paid for that dog. They traveled to Indiana to get that dog. She'd be mad at me if I said it on YouTube how much she paid for it, but it was ridiculous. She plans to breed him, so it was worth it. But I didn't pay anywhere near that. But I paid quite a bit for that little brown male Chihuahua, and he's absolutely worth it. If he would just stop making that noise, we'd be perfect. How's work? And hello. Work is long. There's a lot of it. One of the things, folks, I'm just going to tell you, one of the things that happened, and this is not a bad thing, I'm not complaining about it, when I reopened my furniture business and tried to expand that, the exact opposite thing happened with that than what happened with KGTropicals. It instantaneously took off. And it took off to a point where I couldn't handle it. And the company that I'm a contractor for, they actually contacted me and say, hey, look, you're overwhelmed. You've got too much work. We've got to do something about this. And I said, I know. I mean, I'm working 6 days a week. I don't know what I can do. And they said, well, we'll make you an area manager. And so I'm actually, for this company that I'm working for, I'm an area manager, meaning I've actually brought in 4 technicians over the last few months that are working underneath me. And I don't get paid a lot by these guys, but they're not employees of mine. They're contractors under me. And so that's one of the things that's been overwhelming is having the workload that I have, training new guys. getting them up to speed on how to use the system and all that kind of stuff, it's been a lot. So that is really what has been taking up so much of my time lately. And that's why you haven't seen much of me. But I hope that's going to change. I hope it's going to change very soon. It's like waiting on Game of Thrones episodes. Love the videos. What about Game of Thrones this year? Wow. That was a season, wasn't it? I have a Chihuahua mix. He bites every person that walks in the yard, barks at his own shadow. That's unfortunate because people know Chihuahuas for being that. You know, I don't care. I don't care what people think about Chihuahuas. I love mine, and so you can go screw if you don't like them. Not you, not the person that put that comment, but Bob Steamfot. He can go screw if he says that none for him. Whatever. I didn't get them for him. Got them for me. Where'd you go, John? Move? No. Tank Squad. Once this goes live, rewind, and I tell the. I'm in the same house. I'm just in a different room. Moved upstairs is what I've done here. Joshua Dempsey. I have 2 Chihuahuas and a Yorkie. I love them 3. Yeah. I wanted Yorkies. Yorkies or Chihuahuas. That was going to be what I wanted. Mainly because they're smart, they're loyal, they're lap dogs, but also the longevity of lifespan for both of those 2 dogs. That was the thing for me. I wanted dogs that would be here with me for a while. So, what did Bob say? More Chihuahuas for everyone else. Yeah, that's true. OMG, you're alive. Yes, I am. I am alive. Sometimes I might not feel like I am, but you can tell it's been a long time too, because the 144 watching, I used to get quite a few, but this was spontaneous. It wasn't planned. Nobody knew it was coming, so I'm not upset by that. Of course I'm not. I've got 142 people here, 44 right now. We're having a good conversation, so that's all that matters. I don't care. I don't care how many people are watching. Littlefinger, goodbye. Don't be a spoiler. People might not have seen it, but I was happy to see that happen. I think they wrapped that up too quick, though. I wish they could have, tortured him a little bit like they did Ramsey. I don't know. I guess they didn't torture Ramsey all that long either. But holy cow, he is back. How's the workouts coming? They're going good until I got tackled by a dog and hurt my back and my neck. But yeah, it's going. I've hit a little bit of a wall. Going to change things up over the next week or so as soon as I can get back in there with this back issue. And I'm actually thinking people are going to make fun of me, but I don't care. I'm thinking of trying CrossFit. There's a chiropractor here in town that I've gone to a few times, and he has a little CrossFit box attached to his chiropractic practice. And so I've thought about doing that. But I do have to get myself. If I went in there right now, his daughter and my daughter are friends. We don't know each other, but we know each other, if that makes sense. If I went in there right now and said, "Hey, dude, I'm thinking about trying CrossFit," he'd say, "You're out of your mind." No, because of my back, not only because of being tackled by the dog, but also because I've had a bad back for years. My posture is bad. Just my back is bad. I think he would probably want to straighten me out first and then go do that. But, I'm thinking about trying that. What I've learned with anything, and this applies to everything. If you're a fish keeper, if you're a vapor, if you collect stamps, if you're a workout freak, which I'm not. I'm not. I enjoy it. I'm in it. I love it, and it's become part of my lifestyle, but I'm not one of those people. You understand what I mean? It's all I do. It's my life. Whatever it is that you're into, it's going to become stagnant after a while. You're going to hit a wall. You got to change things up. Switch it around a little bit. I'm talking about getting Doughboy in my 240. Whatever it is that you're doing, every once in a while, change things up, get that spark back, and that's what keeps you going. And so giving CrossFit a try is something I've been thinking about a lot. I watch a YouTube channel. It's called Obese to Beast. And this kid is the most inspirational kid I've ever seen. If you're somebody that is at all interested in weight loss and all that kind of stuff, watch his videos. He's young. He's like 23 or 24. He's been on Ellen. I mean, that's how inspiring this kid is. Ellen gave him a car. But He's awesome. And he does a lot of CrossFit and shows it in his videos. And when I see that, I'm like, not only does that look exhausting and grueling and painful, but it also kind of looks like fun. So I might give that a try. We'll have to see. I broke my back 5 months ago. I know all too well how it is. Wow. I've never been in that bad of a situation, but Obese to Beast is awesome. As is Team Richie. I'm not sure what Team Richie is, but yeah, I love. That did sound like a bird, didn't it? Somebody asked about about the being tackled by the dog. I was playing football, I jumped, dog ran under my feet, flipped me, landed on my neck. It was bad. 43-year-old men should not be doing that. Hi from Switzerland. So happy to see you again. Keep going. We missed you definitely. I will. I'm in, folks. I'm in. I can't be put on a schedule, but I'm in. The Nats are up 1-0. I'm in for sure. I'm talking too loud, and Ike can hear me in there, and that's why he's barking, because he wants me to come and get him. Team Richie is a British CrossFitter who is buddies with Obese Beast. Okay, yeah, there you go. Awesome. Greetings from Peru is cool. I was doing. Let's see if we got any other fish stuff here. We're talking about fitness. We've talked about dogs. We've talked about hurt backs, work. We haven't talked about fish at all, except for what kind of fish I'm going to put in the 240. That's something we gotta figure that out at some point, because I've got to do something. How is the color on the trout? It's a female. Still silver. What about keeping a red-tailed giant gourami? Again, like I said about the clown knives, boring. Awesome, huge, beautiful fish, but boring. You know, I don't want to get the kind of fish that are just going to sit there and be big. You know, it's 1-1 now. Nice. I don't want a fish that's just going to be in the tank. I want a fish that is going to be active, maybe not active to the level of an African cichlid, but what is this weirdo talking about? Yeah, thank you, Candy. Thank you for being a moderator. I've been gone for so long, and look at her on that idiot that fast. Good to see you're doing good and back now. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, boring, and they will destroy your acrylic or glass. Very, very mean when they're older. There's one at a fish store that I've talked about a million times. House of Tropicals up in Glen Burnie, Maryland, Baltimore area. It's giant. It's that big. And it just sits and never moves. It's beautiful, and it's like, ooh, look how big that fish is. But it just doesn't do anything. And so I don't want fish like that. John, I'm late. Good to see you. Lisa and the discus with a big fat question mark. Lisa has been completely overwhelmed also lately and has not been participating in the fish keeping hobby with me at all, which is very sad. But if we end up doing the datnoid thing, that might be something that brings her back into it. But, you know, again, it just has to do with being overwhelmed. It's not being too overwhelmed to not participate in the fish keeping hobby, but it's too overwhelmed to do that and work and go to the gym and be on YouTube. You understand what I mean? Okay, somebody said monster tanks just bore me. Well, I mean, you know, to each his own. When I had my 2 Red Devils, Oscar, Jaguar, Jack Dempsey, and Gar, I loved that tank. They weren't crazy active like African cichlids are, but they were just gorgeous, and I loved it. So I understand though, you know, not everybody likes the same things. What's your favorite non-cichlid fish? That's going to be arowanas. It's always has been, it always will be, with stingrays coming in a very, very close second. Hello from Denmark. Denmark? Somebody from Denmark watching me. Really? That's just weird. Let me know if that noise is too annoying, and I'll just... Wow, he is really having to fit in there. Doughboy will be boring because you will have one fish. Yeah, that's true. I get it. Doughboy are awesome. Right after that, somebody says Doughboy are awesome. Maboo Puffer, cool fish, but no. Keep the faith, brother. I got it. I got the faith. I'm in. Don't you worry. Glad you're back. I'm going to set up an Mbuna tank. Any advice? We have 2 golden retrievers. Oh, Mr. Sunmaid, are you aware of what I was talking about earlier? We lost our golden retriever a couple of months ago. But they are the best dogs ever. So good for you that you have 2 golden retrievers. We lost ours to cancer, and that was really, really tough. What size tanks for Mbunas? Let's keep it 75. You can get away with smaller than that, but let's keep it 75 or bigger. How about that? That parrot is loud. Yeah, he sounds like a parrot, doesn't he? That's Maggie. That's the female. And now it's 2-1. Nice. That's great. Phillies. Yay. Can't go wrong with any of the following: Red Devils, Midas, Doughboy, Trimac, Red Tiger, Mata. Not familiar with that. Red Hell is Jaguars. See, the reason why I'm not reading these names properly is because it's a world that I've been out of for a long, long time. So, don't take offense to that. But you're right. I mean, God, if I could just get those Red Devils back that I had. I loved those. Tucker Caldwell is in Virginia. Yeah, that's Maggie that is that's crying like that. 1 FX6 on a 125 here. I still got mine on mine too. Football is back and John is back. How about that? Yeah, I'm excited. Tomorrow I am going to do nothing but watch football and rest my back. So there won't be any surprise live streams tomorrow, unfortunately. But yeah, I have a very well thought out plan to watch my Redskins lose tomorrow. That's what I'm expecting. So if anything happens other than that, I'll be happy. Hello from Cornwall. Weather's bad as always. Cornwall, where is that? Where's Cornwall? Good to see you back, mate. Well, good to see you too. And on that note, we're coming up on an hour. Oh, England. Yeah, it does rain a lot over there, doesn't it? On that note, folks, I'm going to go ahead and shut things down. Of course, as more viewers start coming on, that's crazy. But hey, there's been a lot that we've talked about in this stream, so go back and watch it when it goes live. I am going to do things more regularly, folks. I promise. I'm starting to finally get into a groove to where I can do things more regularly. I'm not going to put myself on any kind of a schedule because that's when it becomes work. And it's not work for me anymore. This is fun. This is something that I do to enjoy myself and to hang out with you because I just enjoy it. It's fun. So you will see me more regularly. And as I make decisions for that 240, you will be kept in the loop, I promise. Like I said before, I'm going to move a couple more tanks up here to have something to look at while I do these videos. And yeah, there you go. So today has been fun. This is a good little segue back into this world again. I sure have missed all of you. It's been a blast, and I can't wait to hang out with you again. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. And again, if you're watching this on replay and you've watched it all the way to here, put it in the comment section what you think I should put in that 240. We're talking bigger fish, South Central American fish. I haven't made the decision yet finally, but I think that's the route we're going to take. So let me know what you think I should put. All right? Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed the surprise, and I will see you again very, very soon.